welcome back to another episode of Becoming with Ketney. Now, the other day, I was at brunch with my friend, and we were having a conversation where we brought up the fact of what we define success as, what the success means to us. And that's where I realized that as I'm growing in my becoming, I'm realizing that the definition of what I view as success has changed. And I don't think that my ambition has disappeared. I think it's evolved in that my priorities has shifted. You see, growing up, before we defined success for ourselves, we actually inherit a definition that society provides for us. For example, when we're in school, the definition of success is good grades, is passing, doing well in our classes and courses. You see, in society, it often celebrates salary, promotions, titles, degrees. In social media, people highlight milestones, which are usually big achievements in one's life. And as great as those things are, that's just one definition of success. For me personally, I'm realizing that as I'm evolving and growing in my becoming, my definition of success has become just more personal. What was taught to us growing up in childhood or observing in society is just one path, one blueprint, one definition. But success is definitely subjective. And for me, as I grew up, it got more personal. What is important for me? Things like peace, freedom, work-life balance, health, flexibility, meaningful work. Those are all examples of things that I value and that contribute to what I see would be a successful life. Having those attributes in my life. And I also realize that as I'm making my definition of success more personable, the comparison to what you see online on social platforms or to your colleagues or peers, it lessens because you're no longer comparing yourself to their milestones, their achievements. You're analyzing your life through your lens of success. And I like to describe it as, what is the type of life that you want to live? And what are you doing in order to live that life? If you're doing it, if you're meeting it, if you're working towards it, then that's your definition of success. So when you're asking yourself, am I behind? Am I making the right choices? Should I be doing this? Well, ask yourself, does it align with your personal definition of success? Does it align with how you want to live your life? With what type of work environment you envision yourself in that makes you feel the most fulfilled, the most happy, the most peace? And from there, getting those answers will help you not compare, but feel comfortable in your decisions that, yes, I'm walking down this path, I'm making this decision because that's what's going to fit and help me fulfill my definition of success. And it's interesting because as I was reflecting on that, I realized that one of the quietest realizations in your becoming is realizing that, much like everything else in adulthood, you are allowed to define, rewrite, refine what that definition looks like for you, rather than following what was given to you or what was told, what was imposed on you. You get to decide whether you accept that definition for yourself or you don't. So, with that being said, here's your reflection question for this week. Who first defined success for you? And what does that definition look like for you today? Is there a difference? Is it the same? How did it change? Why did it change? These are things that you can reflect on. As you think about the conversation we just had here for this episode, just remember that your becoming, it isn't about reaching someone else's finish line. It's about drawing your own and crossing your own finish line. If you like this episode, remember to follow and subscribe to Becoming with Ketni. If you feel like this topic is something someone else will enjoy, please share with them and invite them to listen to this week's episode. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.